Alright guys, so welcome back. Officially we are here now in the third game of the day, moving right along in our tournament. Actually, take a look at the brackets. I believe they're updated here, and we are in, well, one step from knowing which one of two teams that will be invited to play for that final spot. We do have iMpunity versus Orange eSports, the last match of the winners bracket coming up. Should be a hell of a best-of-one series. I'm Zayori, joining me is Nino, and of course we have GM Mishkis here as well. Wow. Hell of a match coming up.
Yep.
Definitely.
Yes.
Really not much to say. Probably the best two teams right now in Guranahan.
Yeah.
So, really looking forward to this. And I am crapping my pants because of the the lockpicks. Yes. Yes. Dampier Bloodhunter. Please, someone pick that up, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I'm getting too ahead of myself. Again, my name's Haiku, and look at the bands first. We have Pebbles, Tundra, Meraxis, and Fade.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think?
Yeah.
Fade, huh?
Yeah, exactly. Well, Fade has been, of the two games we've cast already today, we've seen Fade actually locked and picked in both games. The first, there was a Mage Bane, so that influences things a little bit. Last game it was just, yeah, let's just grab Fade, throw her mid. Sounds good. She fits into our roster nicely. So, and my first thought being traditionally an international guy, whoa, Fade in the banning pool, oh my gosh, but it seems to fall in line with pretty much what you've been telling me about these Southeast Asians and their Fade play. The other three, all pretty standard. I'm with you, though, man. I am totally shitting bricks right now looking at these heroes in the locked pool. Geomancer to top it all off.
Geomancer?
I mean,
that's sick.
Wow. So that means, okay, Dampier Bloodhunter, I wasn't going to overreact because we could just see those two heroes ignored and the four picked, But now one of the three crazies is going to make it in, and I really hope it's Geomancer, man. He's a BA.
Yeah, dude. He really is. So, oh man. Like, personally, I want to see Bloodhunter. And Shadowblade, yo. Both these teams got balls. Yo,
what?
Props.
It's
This
almost
is
like
insane.
both teams, like, Orange is like, alright, Dampier Bloodhunter, and then iMpunity was like,
oh,
what?
Really? You want to play this game?
Yeah,
you really want to play this?
We're going to one-up you, and then it's like, psh, son, we got this. We got Shadowblade. Oh, man, riding the caboose. So this is going to be really interesting. So the real question is, how is this going to influence the upcoming bans and picks? I mean, we have all these crazy heroes left over in the pool. Is this going to be kind of like last game where we see all the picks come, or all the bans on carry heroes? I mean,
yeah, I hope so. I think that, yeah, as Wild Soul is bound right there. I think that's the most logical way to put it, because right now, Shadowblade being the only person in the lock pool, probably your only carry next to Dampier. And you don't want to give the other team a chance to pick up a carry stronger than either one of these. So obviously, I wouldn't want to see Silhouette on the board. I wouldn't want to see Mage Bane on the board. I wouldn't want to see Draconis on the board. So, well, at least that's my thinking, right? So I don't know. We'll see. I'm really excited to see as I say, Draconis. Yeah. I would like to see Shadowblade played. I know, like, I like pairing him up with people that have either a high strength gain or a high intelligence gain. So, probably, well, this is just me. I like seeing Shadowblade devour, because once you have enough kills, oh man, when Shadowblade uses his ulti on the devour, it's pretty damn powerful.
huh. Yeah, I mean, I could, that's what, see, that's just a combo that I've never really thought of before, but you certainly are right.
I mean, I'm telling you, man. People from C, they have the craziest things in mind. I remember back in the day, the Vietnamese used to run carry Pebbles, and they used to put them with what's it called, Mask of Madness, Elder Parasite, and just make them like a carry in the traditional sense of the word.
Yeah.
Like, he hits you for like 300 damage every half a second. It's insane.
Yeah, exactly. I've definitely seen that Pebbles build before.
I have to also make a point that Shadowblade was once a very popular pick in Jihan
Yeah, it was.
when the Thai teams were using him, and it was a really strong tank for that concern as well.
Alright.
So, yeah, let's see how it goes.
All
If
right.
it picks up.
Good stuff. Good stuff. So we do see the bans finishing off here, and that whole time in my mind, I was thinking, yeah, carries are going to be important, but this is going to be one of these games where pushing power and anti-push are going to be pretty powerful. Because with Ophelia in that locked pool, I don't know. I mean, if one of these teams, if Orange, for example, wants to go a little bit more aggressive with their pushing, they can grab that Ophelia, and there are quite a few other scary pushers on the board. At least there were. Now that Wild Soul and Polywog Priest, and Tempest are all taken off the board, that well, that limits the amount of pushing, I suppose. So Bubble's going to be first picked by Impunity. No big surprise there.
Oh, good pick. Good pick.
Yep, I like that. Bubble's very well-rounded here, and looks like Hag Magnus going to be considered.
Yeah. This is. I really feel like these are the strongest picks right now for Orange. I think they should either pick up the Magnus or the Behemoth, or I don't know. Maybe Impunity would want to pick those heroes up too. Forsaken Archer is shadow pick, although I don't. You know. I don't know, man. I really don't like FA as a hero right now. Well, at least I'm looking at the heroes available. I mean, sure, FA is really strong, but I don't know. Silhouette's still there, Magebane's still there, but as you mentioned, you got like pushing heroes, and FA is certainly one of those carries that can push towers really quickly.
Yeah, she fit. I mean, and I also said because I've seen Orange the most of all of the other SEA teams, and
sure.
They tend to favor that really hyper-aggressive pushing strategy if they can get it, if it's left on the board. So we'll see, and especially now that we see that Magebane Glacius picked up, of course, Impunity going to be, trying to do what they've been doing best so far. It would seem it's going to be 3 out of 3 games, so they pick up a hard carry, and they start shaky and well, at least 2 out of 2 end with a bang when that hard carry really starts to take over. We'll see if they can do it again here. Makes me wonder what Orange is going to do. There's a Cthulhu pick, so there's a blast from the past. I haven't seen a Cthulhu in a little while. Talk to me.
Yes, here.
How do you feel about the elephant?
I love the elephant.
I like the elephant.
The elephant is based, man. He doesn't care about anything. So, I like the Ophelia pick, though. I really like the Ophelia pick. It'll at least help them mitigate the push potential of the Hellborn team, and the fact that they have an Ophelia as well as a Glacius Magebane, I feel like that's one of the strongest pseudo tri-lanes, and yes, Geomancer is going to be played.
Yep, so they're going to grab Geo, and I would have thought that they would want to grab Pharaoh here, but they've already got a really tanky... Oh, there it is. They're going to get Pharaoh anyhow. Yeah, he was the only one that I could sort of see fitting into their roster, but I'm still sort of scratching my head as to how exactly they're going to lane all this.
It's the type of thing that, you know what, we really don't know anymore.
I mean, so I'm guessing we'll see... I don't even know. I really don't. What is this going to be, like Suicide Pharaoh, Geomancer, Forsaken Lane, Hag... Okay. It's going to be interesting. Dampier, though, going to be the final pick for Impunity, and I am happy. I've never seen Dampier in a competitive game, ever. So this is...
I used to run it a long time ago. Who picked it up? Fly used to play him.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So,
and it fell out, though.
Yeah, this is just a game of win right here. I mean, it doesn't even matter what happens, which team wins, even if this is a 15-minute concede. Wow, just looking at these rosters, my real question is why? Why did these teams opt to do this to themselves?
That is so true. I mean, it pisses me off that, like, when you look at the Legion team, they pick Dampier, and you're like, all right, I'm gonna burst down. Wait, who am I gonna burst down? It's like, you got Cthulhu, you got Pharaoh, you got Hag who can just blink in your face.
Yeah, so the cool thing about Geomancer, though, is he can play kind of a similar role to that of a Magnus. I mean, he has that kind of similar line stun. Well, I guess it's pseudo-similar. It's very different, but can have a similar appeal. It does have a stun that you can catch people in, AoE, all that kind of stuff. And, of course, the big thing with Geomancer that always is revolutionary to people is that you can use a portal key while he's underground to make his stun have super range, which is one
yeah,
thing that's cool.
As long as you're not using your first skill backwards.
Oh,
nice stun
God.
right
We
there.
have a 5v5 down here in the bottom. Who's going to be the first to fall? And it looks like it may be Magebane. He's going to blink backwards. One more auto attack may do it. Nope, that's going to be the end of someone on orange. Looks like Geomancer actually going to be the one to pay the ultimate price here. The action continuing to heat up. Are they going to be able to secure another kill here? Cthulhuphon staying in. He's tanking all that damage. Does not have enough mana for a trample. There it is, just going to pick up a little bit more, and unfortunately not going to be able to secure a follow-up kill. So that's going to be an easy bloodlust for Impunity here. And who was actually the one to pick up the kill? It was indeed Bubbles. So that's going to be a nice little pick-me-up for what I would assume is going to be a top lane Bubbles.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
So wow, on that note,
they are actually running a tri-lane Cthulhuphon, Geomancer, and FA. That, oh wow. Talk about combos that you haven't seen before.
yeah, right?
Or maybe they're gonna have Cthulhu jungle.
Okay, yeah.
But
Actually, that's true. When I was going over the lanes in my head, I didn't really think about Cthulhu jungling, but that certainly is viable. I've seen it quite a few times in the past, and a little bit refreshing. He's going to run a mana potion, although unfortunately he went trample level 1, so he's probably just going to have to kill this easy camp before he can get that hook him.
He's probably gonna pull as well, for the start at least. So once he gets trample, he's gonna stay in the jungle indefinitely, but we'll see. Looking at the tri-lane though, Magebane and Glacius, although this is one of those tandems that we see often, I really believe that FA is going to be able to zone out Magebane. But I don't know, man. I really haven't seen what a Geomancer's support can do, at least in this setting. I've seen Geomancer paired up with other stunners, suppose say like a Glacius or I don't know, or an Andromeda, and you get the sure dig stun to follow. But here's the thing, man. I don't like Geomancer getting nerfed. I feel like he's such a strong hero when he's farmed up. So I don't know. We'll see. I feel like he's completely useless without farm.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I hate to compare him to Magmus, but when he plays support, he's just like a Magmus with half the spunk. You know, he sort of has a line stun. His ultimate sort of does some AoE damage if you can land it. But yeah, I kind of agree with you. And he doesn't really synergize that nicely with Forsaken Archer. Yeah, it's double stun, but they're both skill-based stuns. So they're not really going to be able to pick on this Glacius so much. They're not going to have enough burst to finish off Magebane. It's a little bit tricky. We'll see. Yeah, I'm a little nervous. So it looks like Geomancer already going to roam around. He's going to head bottom and check out the rune. So, yeah, Ophelia in the jungle. Cthulhuphon, well, he's headed back to the well already, which is kind of unfortunate.
He crashed.
Oh, he was the one that crashed. Oh, yeah, you're right. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, pardon me.
I don't know, man. Here's the thing. Ophelia is going to get free farm. Without a doubt. Because this is how they compose their team, the Hellborn. And by virtue of their composition, they're not going to be able to stop Ophelia from free farming. And you can bet once she gets that big item, that tower is going down. And afterwards, Magebane is going to port in another lane and continues free farm there. And same thing with the top lane. It really depends on who roams first. Honestly, I think Wretched Hag should be able to win this matchup against Bubbles. I mean, Wretched Hag in the safe lane, it's just like, it's a whole nother beast to deal with. I mean, sure, people used to think the smartest way to play Wretched Hag, at least in this kind of metagame, was to put him in the Suicide since she has a blink. But if you actually put her in the safe lane, I can't imagine a hero actually being as dominant. And the fact that she can just TP and wreck your entire team, especially if the other team's playing a tri-lane or have the supports gimp in that sort of way. Oh man, such a good pick.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think Hag plays both roles really well, but I think the point you're making is definitely spot on, and the creep score is maybe reflective of that as well. We see Bubbles sitting 4-1 with Hag sitting 11-4 right now, and actually Hag getting a little bit aggressive here on Bubbles, going to throw down the slow. And wow, I mean, look at that lane control. That is scary stuff for Mr. Act up here. And we'll see how that continues. But I think you're exactly right about Hag being able to be a slightly more mobile hero up in that top lane. In the mid, though, what do you make of Dampier versus Pharaoh going heads up in the mid lane? It looks like Dampier getting slightly better of the farm, but an interesting
Well, what do I make of it? I don't have any opinion regarding this. dude, it's not like I don't play pubs anymore or stuff like that. As I'm talking action in the bottom lane,
Yep.
kind of missed it. Air went down. Cthulhu actually partying down there. But this is a matchup I have never seen before. Be it scrim, be it pub, be it a 1-300 game that I'm smurfing and just trying to body some people. Oh man.
I don't. Yeah, I don't know. Someone in chat said that I lied. I've casted games with Dampier, and if that's the case, my memory is failing me. Must not have left a very memorable mark on my Han casting experience because I don't. God, I have no recollection. Anyhow, Cthulhu, as you mentioned, has now moved down to the Legion jungle, as we saw. Well, sort of saw that early gank. And he's just going to be down here, and this is going to slow down Ophelia a little bit. He's at least going to be able to hook him some of those big creeps, so that will check her farm maybe a little bit. Keep in mind that Cthulhu does pose a little bit of a counter to Ophelia, as he can just hook him her creeps straight away. So that is one thing to note about potential counters here for Orange.
Yeah. As top lane Bubbles actually is going to go down to the poison damage. Yes.
She's raining from the air. Kiss my ass from Duke Nukem. Shuyu gonna win that top lane handily now. Looking at the creep score difference, 9 and 4 compared to the 17 and 8. And of course, Hag's gonna have a few minutes of free farm now. That is bad news bears for Impunity. They're gonna have to make it up somewhere else, and hopefully it's gonna be in this bottom lane where Magebane's farming. He's sitting 16 and 7, not bad, but also not great. It's gonna be a little bit rough now that Cthulhu's down here. His farm is certainly slowed down, not taking off to start things off in this game. See Geomancer go in, not going to connect with the sun. He's going to throw down the quicksand, and that's going to be it. So he's going to blow all of his mana, no follow-up.
This is what I'm talking about, dude.
Yeah.
It's a half-baked Magnus.
And Cthulhu, look at you. He's going to wander in. Nope, not going to make something happen. I love this Cthulhu skin, by the way. The triple trunks. I don't understand why he has so many trunks, but it's pretty awesome.
Oh, yeah. I think it goes with the Cthulhu mythology. I mean, I think when you look at Ophelia, I think she has, like, tendrils as well attached to her mouth.
Oh yeah, the Kraken Ophelia skin.
Yeah.
Davy Jones
Ophelia. Cthulhu.
Yeah.
Although I really wish they'd make a Brophelia skin. That'd be sick.
Then we need a Brophelia. My favorite by far, the fan ones, Banana Scout, hands down. I don't know why that's not in the game.
Banana Scout? What the hell is Banana Scout?
It's just Scout running around in a bit. You ever see that little clip of the Brian from Family Guy doing the peanut butter jelly?
Oh, right.
Thing?
Yeah.
Pretty much
sorry,
like
wait.
that.
Action going on. Yeah. Bottom lane.
Yeah, Archer in a little bit of trouble. Is she going to be able to survive this? Cthulhu going to throw a nice defensive trample. That's going to buy Archer some time. Hag actually going to pour it in. Oh, she's level 6 too. That's a Bat Blast ready to make it happen. But, oh, not going to have enough mana. Magebane going to get a couple of auto attacks off. And, yeah, that's going to be the end of it. So a bit of a wasted port from Hag right there. Actually, the whole Hellborn team is converged down here in the bottom lane. That's really unfortunate. Not only a wasted port, but now a lot of wasted times he's going to be forced to run back to the well.
You know what? Heads up to Magebane, auto-attacking Hag like that. That probably took some balls.
Yeah.
Like she could have just bursted you at any time, but she was probably expecting him to blink away, but nah,
exactly.
That wasn't the case.
I was just waiting for it. I was like, Magebane, you need to be a little careful there, buddy. You've got no stats. If you get hit by Bat Blast Sonar Scream rotation, you're going to be kind of screwed. I mean, even if she just threw the Haunt down on him, he has no boots. I mean, it's not really so easy for him to get away. But alas, that wasn't the choice they made. And as you said, well done by Lady Melissa there, a.k.a. Ron on Magebane.
But you know what? Speaking of mid matchups, Dampier actually getting the better of Pharaoh right here. 320 gold per minute for him. So
yeah, he's actually leading the way right now, sitting at 320. The only hero above 300 GPM at the moment, which is interesting. So talk to me about Dampier a little bit. I mean, the way I understand it is he's kind of a snowball hero. If he gets out of control, gets that early farm, he can actually kind of take over and be a semi-carry in the mid game. All
right. Well, he basically fills in the same role as a Pebbles, so to speak.
Okay.
If he does get his farm, if he does get his, if he does opt for a PK, his spell shards and stuff like that, he'll be able to burst down some of the squishy heroes in the other team, and burst them down really quick. And his aura is such a good ability for other melee carries, such as a Magebane. So when you think about it, that's like 15% lifesteal for him, and 2.5% lifesteal for range allies. So even without Abyssal Skull, Magebane is still going to get that lifesteal in.
That's a good thing to point out for sure. There is some synergy there.
Whatever synergy there might be, that's probably the only thing. And well, he's a good hero. He can initiate as well, but not the strongest person in that category. I would still pick Pebbles over him any day of the week.
Yeah.
But he's still strong. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
It's just not a hero I would ever pick for my team.
Yeah.
Unless we had a specific plan with
Right.
Dampier in mind.
Right. I mean, in this game, one of the issues that I see is just there aren't that many super squishy heroes here on the Hellborn side. I mean, I guess Geomancer, you could say, is kind of squishy, but I mean, he's got a fair hit point pool given...
given his intelligence, yeah.
Yeah, for given that he's intelligence, yeah, exactly. Being melee, I mean, he's not the squishiest of heroes. So there aren't too many heroes for Dampier to just pick on, but he's still off to a great start. I mean, even just looking at the levels, he's sitting level 8 right now. And that's just leagues ahead everyone else. I mean, he's way ahead in XP per minute, even gold per minute. He's just a hop and a skip ahead of everyone else in this game. So that is definitely good news. If there was ever a time that we'll see a Dampier have a bit of a driving force, at least in the early game, this should be one such match. Pretty passive game, though. Both teams seem pretty comfortable just farming away. 3 kills on the board here in about 9 minutes worth of play.
Oh, Dampier gonna get initiated. He can burst down Geomancer right now.
Yeah, he needs to be a little careful. Yeah, he's just going to throw the fear, and he's just going to play this defensive. Bubble's going to come in. Does he have a kelp field? There it is. It's going to connect with Geomancer, and this could be a kill. There's the stun on Dampier. The Wrath of the Pharaoh coming in. Oh, no. Cthulhuphon actually not going to connect. It looks like he got caught on the lip. That is so unfortunate for the Elephant. They're on the aggressive now. Are they going to be able to finish off Dampier? He's trying to micro around the trees. There is a trample up. He's not going to be able to connect, but Bubbles does fall. Looks like he kind of sacrificing himself for the greater good there as he stayed stationary. That did buy enough time for Mr. Dampier to make it back towards home. So, kind of an awkward engagement there back and forth when it's all said and done. Bubbles the only one to go down.
Well, here's the thing with Dampier. He is also a hero that requires a bunch of mana. And considering he's an agility hero, he's not going to get much of that. I'm not a fan of Bottle per se. I like Chalice on him, but that's probably because we see Dampiers on the side lane more than mid.
Yeah.
So, and with the recent Chalice change with the mana regeneration, I think it's a really good item on Dampier.
Right.
Look at him burst down Pharaoh just like that.
Yeah, and he definitely has that burst damage. Yeah, but you know, Magebane is staying pretty quiet down here in the bottom, just now finishing up his Steam boots. So he's sitting around 260 GPM. Could be, again, I sort of feel he's just somewhere in the middle. Could be a lot worse, could also be a lot better. So he's just kind of hanging in there, holding his own. Forsaken Archer actually slightly ahead of him, and Hag actually going to get chipped away at a little bit again. Magebane being very aggressive, draining some of that mana. See, it looks like some action may be heating up, though, as Hag is now rotated down to the bottom, and it looks like Archer's just gone up to the top. They said, all right, no need to go toe-to-toe with Magebane. You can just farm up in the top lane against Bubbles. And I think that's kind of the smart play here. Hopefully, Archer's farm starts to skyrocket a little bit because of it.
So it looks like Ophelia's here in the middle lane. They might look to push this tower. Not a bad choice. This is going to free up Dampier. Make sure he's able to roam more efficiently. Geomancer is here, though, in the background with his Soul Striders. I'm not a fan of that item on him, but whatever.
Yeah, well, it falls into line of the hardcore roaming support Geomancer. Is it good? And maybe this game will be a testament one way or another. But in the bottom lane, Glacius may be in a little bit of trouble. No, it's going to get turned around on Shuyu. Bit off a little bit more than they could chew right there. Nice defensive trample out. Will keep Cthulhuphon alive. And a hasted... oh, no, that's not haste. Pardon me. That's just the Strider smoke. Strider to Geomancer going to come down here. He needs to be a little careful, too. He's speedy, but... I don't know. They dropped his buddy pretty damn quick, and he's really not so tanky. It is going to give Magebane a nice little boost, though. Now to about 270 GPM. He's sitting 49 and 26. Now 1-0-1. Getting a little scary.
This is why I'm not a fan of support Geomancer. Sorry, but it really feels like he's useless. And besides that, his third skill, Earth's Grasp, that's gonna do nothing. That's gonna do nothing now. Now that everyone has boots, it's the most like Wait, middle lane, we see Ophelia gonna get initiated on. Nice use of the Minotaur. This time Cthulhu Font and Forsaken Archer. Doesn't matter though, she goes down in the end.
Yep. Yeah, she drops
but as I
ultimate,
was saying,
but doesn't matter. And oh, actually, we saw Trinity able to pick up a kill as well onto the Geomancer. I missed that action as I was looking at the mid, but looks like a pretty easy kill there for Dampier. He didn't even break a sweat.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Told you about Geomancer, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
I feel like
a regeneration rune in the bottle for Dampier as well.
Support Geomancer is really not the way to go with a hero. Like, his strongest role, honestly, I think is solo. Except, as a solo, he's probably gonna get beaten by a bunch of other solos, which is pretty ironic because that would be his best role. But it's because his third skill, if your opponent doesn't have boots, the harassment it does is a bit stronger than Axe's second skill in Dota. You remember that when you couldn't kill a creep?
Oh yeah, Battle Hunger.
Battle Hunger, yeah. Which pretty much sucked before, but it's pretty good. Except you won't be able to pick it up as a support Geomancer.
Yeah.
I don't know though.
No, you're right. I mean, Earth's Grasp. Oh yeah. Ooh, Cthulhu gonna get caught here. He's gonna go down. This Dampier is starting to snowball a little bit. He's hitting 2-0-0 back-to-back kills now, and he is tied with Forsaken Archer. And holy Toledo, talk about farm recovery. Forsaken Archer is now up to 350 GPM. She's spent a lot of time quietly farming that top lane and is starting to pay off a little bit. Geomancer finally level 6, so maybe able to well, make something happen with a big ultimate. We see Pharaoh using those mummy walls. They're going to secure that kill onto the Minotaur right there as he pushed it back into the tower. Very nicely done by Wang Wang.
Yep. It just shows you the prowess of Asian farming.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
But you know what, honestly, Pharaoh and Geomancer, I don't think Geomancer even needs to land his stun to be able to unleash his ultimate properly. As long as Pharaoh manages to trap like 2 heroes in it, then I think Geo's ulti would be well worth it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And, oh god, I thought they were going to bump into Ophelia right there. Unfortunately for Orange, they didn't take the right path, but now Cthulhu going to go straight in. He's level 6. He's got the Obliterate. Glacius looking like he's going to fall before the fight even starts, and looks like that will be the case.
Ultimate.
Beautifully done right here. Now it looks like Pharaoh may be the first to go down. Ult is going to connect with a couple, and that's going to be Wang Wang picking up a double tap. Wang Wang going to pay the ultimate price. Shuyu going to fall shortly after. Looks like a 2-for-2 exchange. We see Mage Bane dangerously low, but it's not going to be enough to finish him off. Nice hag ulti there as well.
Man up.
Not enough.
He did not man up.
Yeah.
Although, good ultimate by Bubbles. It's just the fact that Dampier wasn't there quickly. So what could have happened was when Bubbles unleashed his ulti, Dampier could have gone in and reduced everyone to near 0 HP. But obviously that didn't happen. Really unfortunate though.
Yeah, it was.
But I could see the synergy behind it.
Yeah. Yeah, it was sort of an oddly chaotic team fight right there, the way it engaged. But I sort of lost track of Cthulhu Font. He got his Obliterate off, but I kind of missed where he focused it. And I thought he was going to try and pick up a solo kill. But yeah, I mean, the Geomancer ulti had caught 2 of them, and that's really not so bad. It's one of those ultimates that's... I don't know the right terminology to explain it, where it's super powerful if you can make it hit, but it's very hard to land. Yeah, Glacius is going to get caught in the bottom here. Easy kill for Orange eSports, and it looks like they may be able to grab one onto Mage Bane as well. It's going to be a 4v1. He knows that they're coming. Can he blink to the right location, though, is really the question. And it looks like he very well may. He's going to be tucked behind the trees.
That's probably the right location.
But unfortunately, he does not have a port. Yeah, okay, yeah, he's just going to take it one step further. They're looking for it. There it is. They're going to see him. They're going to get vision. Hag may go over there.
No, nope. They got a man up. Someone man up.
They know. Oh. Unfortunately, no homecoming stone for Mage Bane here, so he's probably just going to blink his way to the shop, I would guess.
Actually, you can actually walk back to your tower, but he doesn't.
Yeah, so it looks like in the mid lane here, some action going to come. And we're going to see a kill come out onto Geomancer. As unfortunate that is, Trinity coming in with a haste rune. Going to be able to make it happen. Mage Bane going to pop back out. He's going to continue free farming down here in the bottom lane as Orange eSports rotates to the mid. It's almost exactly what Mage Bane was looking for. We're going to open up a lot of free farm time here.
Just good ward placements from Orange Esports. Really like them. They get vision over mid, so they don't get jumped on by Dampier. This ward behind the first tier tower and bottom, that's a good one too.
Yep. I like it indeed. Yep, up here at the Ancients. Yeah, you're good warding on both sides, really. Not too many wards out, so probably could use another round, especially from Orange Esports. They got, oh, this ward down here. Okay, I totally missed it.
Ooh, here comes Dampier. Oh, no. He gets pushed out by the wall.
Yep, tower falls, and that's going to be it. They're not going to overcommit. Nice mummy walls. I've caught a couple of nice mummy walls on camera so far this game. None of them earth-shattering, but just sort of like, damn, Wang. Pretty serious with that Pharaoh play. Down in the bottom lane, back-to-back tier 1 tower is going to fall. Magebane going to be able to pick this one up. Glacius going to be in a little bit of trouble. Going to get caught by the Haunt. I think there's going to be some follow-up here. Geomancer going to go in, going to miss the stun by a long shot. Hag needs to be careful. Going to get that mana burned. I'm not sure what's going to happen here. Who's going to come out ahead? There's the trample. That's going to be a dead Glacius. Looks like Magebane going to be forced to head for the hills. Geomancer going to survive. But that's about it. Up all the while in the top lane, Forsaken Archer in some trouble. Archer going to go down. This Dampier just a little bit too much, man. He is all over the place. Bubbles actually the one to pick up that last hit, but damn, Dampier 3-0-2. Down in the bottom lane. My apologies for missing that one, but Magebane falls. I'm not sure what happened there, just like an overcommitment.
He just got ganked, like, 4 of them. Wasn't able to TP away. Nice to use the Mummy Wall again to get that extra damage out. For those of you that don't know, Mummy Wall does like 55 true damage at level 1. So, really good stuff. Really good stuff.
Yeah, and also burns mana as well, which is
powerful
against a blinker.
That it is.
So we're going to see Pharaoh here tank this tower. Wants to make sure to keep that siege tank alive, as well as that weak warlock there. Going to be an easy tower kill. Wang actually going to pick up the last hit himself, but they do lose that tier 1 in the top. So all 3 tier 1s for Orange Esports have fallen now within the last, I don't know, 3 minutes or so, and they've only been able to pick up 1 for themselves. iMpunity has to be pretty happy with that. Ahead by about 4K gold, 3K experience. They're sitting on a, a pretty solid lead now, despite...
Ooh, FA, you gotta be careful. You're gonna get bursted down.
Oh, yeah, XXF. That's gonna be an easy kill, I think. Yep, Act gonna come in to finish him off. The ultimate for Geomancer, though, gonna connect with Bubbles and Dampier. Is there going to be enough follow-up? The Bat Blast coming out from Hag will be enough for the kill on the Bubbles, but that's going to be about it. Dampier going to go back in. That may have been a fatal misstep. No, going to be able to survive just fine. They do manage to clean up a kill onto air as well. Ophelia and Dampier headed for the hills. Dampier looking like he wants to turn it. Nope, going to get sent back to the well via Ophelia. First-class ticket back to the well.
So good clash for the Hellborn team. They only lose FA, but... of all the heroes in your team, that's the hero you don't want to lose. But they managed to kill Bubbles as well as, I think it was Glacius.
Yep.
So, not a bad clash for them. But Dampier, he's sitting at 400 gold per minute.
Yeah.
That's not where you want your enemy Dampier to be. He has a spell shards. What level is it? Level 1?
Yep.
Sorry.
Yeah, he just picked it up, I believe. But so this is the interesting part about this game for iMpunity is that, you know, looking at what Dampier's doing, I'm like, all right, spell shards, this is a nice mid-game oriented build. You know, he's not really going to scale nearly as well as this game continues with the spell shards, but he doesn't need to. They have Magebane, who's now picked up, I guess that was, what, somewhere around a 19-minute Runed Cleaver or so. They don't need to worry. They've got late game on lockdown. Magebane's, this is getting close to that threshold of like, all right, Magebane's getting a little scary. He's 2-1-2. He's going to take over pretty soon. So I'm starting to get a little bit nervous for Orange Esports. I mean, they're ahead in hero kills, but being behind by 4K gold, about 3.5K experience. I don't know. They need to make something happen pretty soon here. Just this sit back, kind of play static Farmville. We've got Forsaken Archer. We're going to be okay in that mid to late game. I'm not sure if that logic works here.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you. I'm not sure either. As Dampier is able to clear those creeps. Bubbles, actually, despite his lowly farm, he managed to pick up a PK. I think Trinity on Dampier gets his spell shards up to 3. I think it's being delivered right now. But here's the thing. Their FA, he was doing good. But after those 2 deaths consecutively, now he only has a Mighty Blade. So he's not really looking in the most prime positions to take over the game.
Yeah, oh, that's certainly a good point. He actually was sitting 0-0-2 before that happened. But yeah, that last fight in particular, just wandering up a little bit too far. It's going to set him back. And not only did he die there, but also being the first to get picked off, he misses out on all that experience, all of that assist gold, and that you know, hurts him that much more. Hag going to be able to pick up a double damage rune here, and playing with fire a little bit, but will be able to survive. Dampier and Magebane, though, hold that thought. The whole team for Impunity down here in the bottom lane looks like they want to start pressuring this tier 2 tower. Looks like Orange Esports just going to sacrifice it. They're very satisfied, clumped up in the mid. They may opt to take a tier 1 tower of their own in sort of a tower exchange.
Yeah, well, that would be the smartest thing they could do. They can't exactly defend this tower right now.
Totally agreed.
If they try, they would all die. That's basically it. They don't have the position available to them. As I say, a TP is coming in, but we'll see.
Yeah, well, they've got the positioning now. Well, I thought, okay, never mind. I thought they were going to leave that one guy behind to pressure the tower. They did not need all 5 of them to port in. I thought maybe 1 or 2 would stay behind and try and take out that tier 1. That would have been a nice, easy push, but slight overreaction from Orange. Now, what are they going to do? The problem is they've already taken out the tier 1 down here in the bottom, and they can't really do much else in this lane. So, quite a few wasted ports, and more importantly, wasted time as they all move around. Magebane just free farming away at the top.
And it's such a I don't know why Magebane actually backed off that quickly, because he saw that everyone's ports were on cooldown. Either that or no one has ports.
Yep.
So he could have pressured the defense tower a little more. Oh, that's not too bad though.
Absolutely. Yeah, you're right. And still on cooldown for quite some while, actually. 25 seconds, 29 seconds.
But Hag is porting top.
Ah, alright, well, there you go.
But still, it's just a Hag with no mana. You're Magebane. Oh well.
Oh well. Oh well. But yeah, Magebane's getting to that scary point, man. They haven't really checked him at all this game. I guess in the early stage they slowed down his farm, but I mean, they haven't really picked on him. He hasn't had to work too hard for that farm. The only person they've really picked on a lot is poor Glacius. Air sitting 0-5, level 6, 24 minutes in.
That's the life of a support player, my friend.
Yeah. Poor
That's basically
guy, man.
it. Well, Magebane does have his Firebrand right now. I mean, well, it's being delivered to him, and the courier is not that far. He does have, I think he might have his what's it called? His Mighty Blade at the base, because this one is owned by
it's on the
Melissa.
courier right there, yeah.
Oh yeah. My bad. Okay.
So okay, yeah.
So yeah, he's getting.
Wow. Yeah, he's in better shape than I originally thought.
Yeah. Traditional Frostburn, then split it up, and then you'll have Frostwolf Skull and Geometer's Bane later.
Yeah, doesn't get much more classic than that.
Yeah, that's right. The classic carry.
I mean, it's good. I like that. It's just one of those really solid builds that you have. It's really hard to argue against. It's like, yeah, you get a nice little early game advantage. You split them up, get your core items. I'm a big fan of Frostwolf Skull in general. I mean, I know it's expensive, and it's not like a, all right, yeah, I got a little bit of farm. Let's start working on Frostwolf Skull. But I still think it's a little bit of an undervalued item, especially on Magebane. It just seems like, so of course, after he gets his other core, usually comes along a bit later, but big Frostwolf Skull fan right here, not gonna lie.
Yep. So
we do have one reconnects, another disconnects. What is it with you guys in Southeast Asia, man? It seems like you guys are always disconnecting or having... I was watching a VOD the other, I guess yesterday or this morning, to try and catch up a little bit, and it was Orange Esports playing somebody for DreamHack and Breaky and Trial Forecasting, and like halfway through, they're just like, they're playing Wild Soul, and they're like, oh, the bear disappeared, we can't see him. They pause, we reset, everyone reloads, reloading. Yeah, no, the bear, I'm just like, how does that even happen? Your bear just disappeared? Of course, it would only happen to a Southeast Asian team.
Yeah, I don't know, dude, like, the disconnect stuff?
Yeah.
I don't know, we got crappy internet here in C. Well, at least in my country. Like, in the Philippines, it's really, really bad. Like, I can't even stream for crap, dude. And I'm talking about streaming 240p or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
It's really bad.
Across the boards, or is it just you guys have bad infrastructure?
No,
no
probably,
fiber optic?
Okay, you know what? I think Singapore has pretty good internet. I just don't know, like, what's going on with them right now. Malaysia has pretty good internet. I am not quite sure about Vietnam, Thailand, and I know for a fact that mine has shitty internet. So I'm not like, it's so sad. I can't even complain anymore. It's like, you know what? This is my life, and I should just deal with it. Man, it's really unfortunate.
So looks like Shuyu here is ever so slowly on his way back in. 1% at a time.
Yep. I'm just looking at this Geo and I just can't help feel sad. Look at, okay, sure, Glacius is more gimp than Geo is, but I just feel like Glacius at level 6, out, like, how to say, has more impact in the game than a Geo does at level 9 with no items whatsoever.
Oh.
Well, that's just me. But he does have his quicksand slow, which is not to be underestimated. That's like 60% movement speed. That's not bad at all. So,
no, I mean, he's not useless. I mean, he's definitely not absolutely useless.
Don't get me wrong, yeah.
It's just a matter of what role does he fill that other heroes can't already do, and in most cases do better. And as a support, I think we could rattle off quite a few other heroes. Of course, for those of you that came in halfway through or something in this game, he was stuck in the lock pool, so he was kind of the best of the worst, perhaps, in a lot of regards, given the crazy lock that we have, crazy set of locks, I should say, in this game. Up in the top, though, the Tier 2 does fall completely unchecked by Orange Esports. Air going to be the one to pick up that last hit. Again, we were talking about Magebane during that break, about how strong he's getting. He's now got the Ice Brand. He's got the Mighty Blade, and he's got another 1,200 in the bank, so I imagine he's going to be finishing up that Frostburn pretty damn quick here.
Yep.
And, well, he's still looking to be in good shape. So what are you thinking? What does Orange need to do right here? Now that they're behind, they don't have the carry advantage. I mean, what would you be telling them if you were hopping into their Skype call, coaching them to victory?
This is... That's pretty difficult, considering, well, I would say get a puzzle box from Magebane. Well, they actually did that. I think Farrah picked it up. And then...
Oh yeah, there it is. Speak of the devil.
Yeah, you gotta focus fire down the Magebane really, but it's gonna be difficult right now because all his team is built so that he would survive in the end. See, this is what's gonna happen since Bubbles has a PK. He's gonna come in, make sure everyone's silenced, make sure everyone's stunned, and then Dampier's gonna come in, and because of that, everyone's gonna be like, oh damn, we gotta kill this Dampier. He's gonna wreck us, and he's gonna kill our carry, being Forsaken Archer. And that's the thing. Once they focus on Dampier, that's the only time Magebane is gonna go in. Because if Magebane starts the fight, he's gonna go down pretty quickly. He has 1.4k HP, and you can bet that the Hellborn team will do everything in their power to try and kill down this Magebane.
Yeah, I think you're right. Initiation is going to be really important, and we'll see. Dampier, you know, of course, he did go a very early Helm of the Black Legion, and for good reason, some of that initiation power. Of course, Bubbles has a portal key as well. I don't know if we actually mentioned that, but that does make that whole thing a lot easier, allowing Bubbles that huge range. Wretched Hag, though, has now picked up her Shrunken Head. Forsaken Archer has had hers for some while now and has the additional Mighty Blade. So the core items are starting to come out here. The problem is I'm not sure how much these Shrunken Heads are really going to do against this Magebane.
No, but they'll do a big deal against Dampier.
Yeah. Oh, and Bubbles as well. I mean, it's certainly still a warranted choice. I'm sort of being facetious, but sort of making the point that this Impunity lineup is just really, really well-rounded. Yeah, if they deal with Magebane, they still got Dampier to deal with. Glacius in the mid, yeah, he's actually going to be able to survive for now, and it looks like there's the initiation. Trinity going straight in, and this could be so bad for Orange Esports. That's exactly what Impunity was looking for. Shu can be able to pick up that kill onto Bubbles, but still, it's going to be a 1-for-3 exchange so far. The Shrunken Head's going to be used, and they're going to be the lone survivors. They're going to make it back, but wow. 1-for-3 Impunity, not going to be able to get a Tier 2. Beautifully done.
Exactly what I told you. Bubbles is going to come in, he's going to use his ulti, Dampier is going to go in, and whoever doesn't have his BKB on, they're all going to melt. That's what's going to happen.
Exactly right.
And then Magebane is going to enter towards the end.
Yep.
And see, I think well, I was giving them crap about the Dampier pick, but I think that's why this lineup looks really good, is because you have someone who deals a bunch of magic damage, and because of that, you'll be forced to buy BKB, especially for your carry. I'm sorry, Shrunken Head. And because of that, your enemy carry will be susceptible to physical attacks, such as a Mage Bane.
Exactly.
Despite not having the mana combustion available to him, because that's
right.
basically magic damage. But if you look at Legion's lineup, it's basically the same cookie cutter lineup you'll see in every lineup, except the Dampier could have easily been replaced by, say, a Pyromancer, a Pebbles, a Monkey King even, and it's just really faultless right now. Hellborn's a little bit more erratic.
Yeah, well, and part of the problem with this Hellborn roster as well, they just don't have a lot of disable. They don't really have a strong team fight team. You know, okay,
Sure.
they've got Trample, they've got Geomancer's stun, as unreliable as that is, as we've seen throughout this game. It's been sort of difficult to land. And that's about it. I mean, I guess you could count Wrath of the Pharaoh. They just don't have that same team fight presence. You know, they don't have that Bubbles. They don't have that Tempest. And it's hard. It really is. That last team fight, if those two Shrunken Heads weren't there, it would have been an easy genocide, as you were saying. But still, a Shrunken Head so you can turn it on and run back to the well is, like, great. You've countered one, but it still feels like kind of... what's the right way to say it? They were forced into going to Shrunken Heads, even though they're really not bringing too much to the table. And that's...
Exactly.
Yeah, bad news bears is what it comes down to. Maybe outdrafted a little bit by Impunity here.
Well, those crappy picks certainly came back to haunt them, huh? Those crappy locks, I mean.
Absolutely. Well, Impunity did have... They sort of started off the funky locks, I guess. They did it first, so... I don't know who's
No.
to blame.
I think it was Orange that picked the Blood Hunter as well as the Dampier.
Oh, was it Orange that threw in the first two wild cards?
Yeah, because
oh yeah, I'm trying to remember the order now and that it went.
First pick was
Ophelia.
Impunity. That's why they were able to get the bubbles.
Ah, okay. All right, yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe it was Orange then. Yeah, I guess you are right. The order is sort of eluding me as well. We'll see though. It's starting to look like Orange is getting backed up against the wall. All of their outer towers are down. Nothing but tier 3s remaining. All tied up in kills, but 12k gold, 8k experience ahead for Impunity. Let's take a look at that GPM chart, and yeah, it's really starting to show. Dampier and Magebane both around 500 GPM, just in a totally different world here compared to Forsaken Archer, who's sitting at only 370 XP per minute. Kind of same story, different chapter kind of a deal.
Sure.
And looks like they are going to attempt Kongor here. A little bit of a risky Kongor attempt here from Impunity. Of course, our Hellborn side does know what's up, and Orange going to pose a little bit of a response. Whoa, pardon me, but whoa, Geomancer going to get taken out very easily here, and Forsaken Archer looking like she's going to fall shortly after. Down she goes. Magebane going in, balls to the wall. That's going to be the end of Shuyu
Let's
as well.
go, Dampier. Let's go.
Yeah, 3-0. They don't even need Kongor at this point.
Oh my god.
Wow. That was just the explosive potential of Impunity right there. That wasn't even too much of an overcommitment from Orange. They were just sort of like, hey, we're not going to give you a free Kongor kill. Impunity just turned, jumped on him, and GG's come out. So that's going to be it. That's going to be Orange Esports versus Impunity. I have to say I'm a little bit shocked to see Impunity come out ahead in such a vibrant fashion.
Yeah, same here, man. I thought Orange they are actually the favorite to win this thing.
Yeah.
But wow.
So, of course, it is double elimination. So, Orange Esports is going to have a chance to bring it back. Impunity now. Well, let's pull up the brackets very quickly.
Let's see them in grand finals.
Take a look. Yeah, there it is. So, that's what we're working with. I believe Focus and Let Your Money Talk is underway now. So, Impunity will be moving on to the finals. And Orange Esports will be jumping down to the losers here for a chance to bring it back. Of course, we're not going up to the finals in this event today, guys. We're going to find out those two teams, and they will be playing at a later date in an extended series for that valuable first prize of an all-expenses-paid trip to DreamHack Winter 2012.
Ooh.
So post-game, man, just looking at it, 4-1-7 Magebane, 5-0-7 Dampier. Damn.
But you know what? I'm gonna say this. It's not like Orange was outplayed or outskilled. they're obviously all good players, but the thing that I would like to point out to people is if you're gonna play lockpick mode, you better study the game. You better study how lockpick works, man. Because sometimes I know that there's a theory like, okay, you know what, we're gonna pick crappy picks, so our opponent is gonna be whatchamacallit, they are gonna be forced to pick the picks that we put in, right? But here's the thing, you have 3 starting picks to help you make sure your lineup looks great on paper, at least. So people have to understand that more. I'm not crapping on Orange and saying that what they did was wrong. I'm just saying that a little bit of more thought into their picks would have been nice.
Agreed. I think it's safe to say that they were at least a little bit outdrafted in that game.
Yeah, outdrafted. Yes, they were.
So that does it, guys. We're going to have at least one more game coming up here. We're going to go down to the losers bracket and see how things are faring down there. We'll let you know which game we'll be covering next here in just a minute. But plenty more Han action coming your way here on the Garena Han SEA channel. Thank you so much for joining us. Sit tight. More Han in just a moment.